Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Fun Film Facts with me, Dineo Rasedile. If it is your first time tuning in, welcome to my channel where I share not only fun film facts and acting tips, but also my own personal experience in the TV and film industry. So today I am going to be sharing some fun film facts about a movie that has been out for quite some time. So I recently watched it again a few weeks ago, and I initially wanted this to be my first fun film facts movie, but then I decided to go with a proudly South African film. So if you haven't watched that one yet, please do go check it out and then come right back and watch this one.
Good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock here in Canyonland, USA.
Hey, Aaron. Mom still has not heard from you. Will you just call her, please? I'll talk to you soon.
And this morning, on the boulder, we have a very special guest, Aaron Ralston!
Oh gosh, it's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Hey, you lost? I'm a guide. So what do you say? See, I'm something of a big and hard hero.
All you have to remember is that everything will be okay.
Oh my God! Are you okay, Aaron?
Come on! You gotta come down here!
It's been nice knowing you, man.
I can do everything on my own.
See ya!
Bye. I don't think we figured in his day at all.
Hey there, Aaron.
Is it true you didn't tell anyone where you were going? Oops. This marks 24 hours of being stuck. I've been chipping away. Want to keep warm than anything. I have about 150 milliliters of water left, which should keep me alive till tomorrow night, if I'm lucky. So that's it. Mom, Dad, I haven't appreciated you as I know that I could. I love you guys, and I'll always be with you. Don't give up, Aaron. Do not.
So 127 hours. Once again, this is a movie that is based on a true story, and I love biopics and based on a true story films, especially if like this one, they are very accurate and close, so close to like the real life events. So this movie is based on a life-changing event in the life of Aaron Ralston, who is an adventurer and a mountaineer. And while exploring the remote canyons of Utah, he slips and falls and then gets trapped when a boulder falls on his arm. He then spends 5 days pinned under the surface of the canyons and eventually has to make the decision to either cut off his arm or remain trapped and possibly die. It is based on the biography that Aaron wrote called Between a Rock and a Hard Place. It is directed by Danny Boyle and stars James Franco. And interesting, very similar to the last movie that I did, it is also predominantly this one character for the bulk of the movie, although we do see quite a few scenes where he interacts with other characters or has flashbacks or whatever. So now that you know a bit of background about the movie, let's get into some fun facts. Alright, so to kick off today's fun film facts, I'm going to start with the character's preparation. So I'm always very curious as to how characters go about preparing for their roles and what steps they take in order to authentically bring their characters to life. So when Aaron, the real guy, went hiking, he had a camcorder on hand. So while he was trapped, he literally took a daily video diary, right, while he was there. So some of that footage he shared during his book tours and, but there is some footage that nobody else got to see besides his very close family and friends. And he put this footage in a vault for safekeeping. Then when this movie was then okayed and James was cast for this character, the director, the writer, James, the actor, and I think the producer was part of the little specially selected small group, exclusive group. They got to literally sit and see the footage that no one else got to see, which included his last will and testament, basically his goodbye when he thought that he was not going to make it. And the interesting thing that he said in an interview was that he got to see, he got to basically hear the character for himself, not Aaron telling him after he had known that he was going to survive, but literally the him that was literally in that tight spot thinking that he was about to die. So that's how he prepared for his role. He also mentioned that he went on a diet and he went mountain climbing. And yeah, but basically the biggest thing for him was being able to see that footage. And I thought that was really, really epic. So the next fun fact is about the location. And I love myself a good location story. And what they did on 127 hours, they shot all the exterior scenes at the actual canyon where Aaron was when he was busy hiking and mountaineering, which is at Utah's Blue John Canyon. And then for the scene where you see him trapped, they actually went and built a replica canyon set. So they went and built this really tall, really narrow, claustrophobic space. But the interesting thing about it is that it is a fixed set, like the walls cannot move, everything is fixed and rigid, and the director insisted that it be so. And because usually what happens on a set is that the pieces can move, the parts can move. So like even if you see a really narrow space, what can usually happen is that they can move walls out of the way, stick a camera in there, and then cheat the shot, and it will still look like it's a tight space. But here the director didn't want any of that. He literally made sure that the walls were fixed, stuck James in there, stuck a cameraman in there, and he had 2 DOPs on this set, and they just made it move with that super, super tight space. And I thought that was really, really cool and must have been quite intense for the actor to be in that close claustrophobic space. I actually found that he would hide, this is James now, the actor, he would hide textbooks in the crevices to sort of help him with the claustrophobic feeling. I don't know how that was. Was he reading these books or did it give him a more homey feel? I don't know. But whatever it takes to get your shot and to make sure that you're able to portray the character, I guess. But yeah, that's the fun fact for our location. The next fun fact that I want to touch on is the director's choices. Now, the director makes a lot of very interesting choices, and I saw a number of times in a number of different interviews, he mentions that the trick was to make sure that the audience rather needs to feel like needs to see themselves in that position. Like you need to wonder, like, what would I do if I was trapped like that? You know what I mean? You need to see yourself in this guy's shoes, and also make sure that it doesn't drag or get boring, but literally it has to move. The movie and the story has to move, even though our hero is literally stuck in one place. So an interesting choice that the director made was that from the moment that Aaron, well, the character Aaron, falls and gets stuck. The director films James for 20 minutes straight without cutting. He films him for 20 minutes straight, just recording his range of emotions throughout that time. And then, obviously, then in edit, they chopped it up into the pieces that you see in the film. So when I read that, I was like, comparing it to like normal, how it works normally, because a normal scene takes a couple of minutes to shoot, and sure, you might do a number of takes, but when you're doing those different takes, you're doing it in different ways. You know, when they cut, you might get some notes in between. There's a whole bunch of things happening in between, and those things add to your next take, and so on and so forth. So I can imagine also remembering the fact that he is really stuck and confined in this tiny space. So for 20 minutes, being in character, being filmed for 20 minutes long, non-stop, and giving for an entire 20 minutes. Hectic. So the next fun fact is about the amputation scene, which is obviously the climax of the movie when he eventually frees himself. That is not a spoiler, actually. It's not a spoiler because, I mean, the movie has been out for over 10 years. Also, I showed you the picture of the man that the movie is about. So the math. Okay, anyway. So the amputation scene obviously involves some special effects, but they also used a bunch of prosthetic arms, which are obviously built to look just like Franco's real arm, and they were full of fake blood, muscles, and nerves, bone, and you will see if you watch the movie why they needed the details of each of those things, because this man was very, very precise about how he amputated his lower arm, and I won't give you the details on that. You just have to check it out. So it is rather graphic, but it's watchable because, I mean, if I could sit through it, and I don't do gore, you know, I can't handle gore. But it is quite graphic. In fact, a fact within a fact is that during the screenings, when the movie first came out, there were actually a number of people who actually fainted during that scene and did not take it so well. But I don't think it's that intense. For me, in fact, what makes it even more, you know, is the music and the sounds that are used during that scene. But I won't go into detail on that. Check it out and then let me know what you thought about that gory but epic scene. So this last fun fact actually had me so shook, because I don't understand human beings. So I told you that the movie itself was based on the biography that Ralston wrote and published. You know, it came out in the year 2004. Now, between 2005 and when this article that I read this information from, I'll put the date there, there was an influx of hiking enthusiasts that all just flocked to the same canyon, and there was just this rise of incidents of people falling and injuring themselves in that same place. So between 2005 and when this article came out, there were over a dozen rescues performed in that same area. And the only reason why the rangers could go and find these people was because of this biography and this trend of people literally flocking to this area to go and hike in that exact same place. Why were people doing that? You're literally seeing people go to this place, fall, injure themselves, be trapped for days, and then you also just want to go and... People fainting, I understand that. But people willingly going to this treacherous area to go and see for themselves and experience for themselves, like physical trauma and devastation and near death. Because why? So those are my fun film facts for this edition. I really hope that you are excited about going to check out this one-of-a-kind epic movie. I just want to note something that I thought was really beautiful that was said by the director, who literally had broken down in public a number of times after watching these screenings. He literally said that this movie was so beautifully done, so accurate and close to the truth it was, that it was basically a documentary. And I think that's such a proud moment for the writers, the director, the actors, to literally get it so right, that the man that the story is actually about was so moved, literally to tears. So 127 hours, please do check it out if you haven't. If you have, why not watch it again after knowing some of these facts if you didn't know them before? Hit me up in the comment section and tell me what you thought about some of these gruesome and just like puzzling fun film facts that I shared in this video. Also, let me know if there's a movie that you'd like me to check out and find out some interesting facts about for you. But otherwise, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for hanging out. To those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I see you. And if you haven't yet, please do join us VIPs here on Dineo Rasidile's channel and click the subscribe button. And I will see you on the next video.